Hello and welcome to Dice Punks, a tabletop role-playing podcast where we focus on playing full campaigns and less well-known systems. This week, I conclude my coup, and hereafter, not today, but maybe someday in the future, Adam will return as God-in-Chief. But today we are doing the fourth and hopefully final session of Unknown Armies 2nd edition. Hi, I'm Dez, and I'll be your needlessly ominous GM for today, and hopefully for the last time for this little mishap.
And I'm Adam. I'll be playing Nia Farrell, anarcho-bibliomantic librarian and master of sighing just all the time.
Hello, I'm Drew, and I'll be playing Benj Demos, modularity incarnate.
Hi, I'm Robin, and I'll be playing the Dream Boy Danny, otherwise known as the Raven.
Hello, my name is Nick, and I will be playing George, whose strength is being George and also strength.
And I believe that Robin is going to be doing our recap.
I've got it this time, or rather, Nia does. Okay. Yes.
Indeed.
This is a horror game, but I didn't expect Robin to look as scared as she just did.
That's the scariest thing to ever happen to me.
Well, last time we had exited the night market and found ourselves in combat. So we started with initiative, and then the fight that ensued was a lot less Seven Samurai and a lot more Three Stooges, especially on my part. Probably the most interesting things that happened are that a statue became an ever-growing dragon with fascination aura of some kind about it. I got to be the meat in a Danish sandwich, and an errant Molotov cocktail, or perhaps a right-on-target Molotov cocktail, went from the bar into Jane's tent, and the people who were being compelled by their names were freed, which led to a pretty hasty end to the altercation. During the fight, Danny perceived dream logic, and Benjamin saw the patterns and connections around him in a sort of literal sense, it seemed. But in the end, the only real injury was the Dane having a bullet wound to their shoulder. Afterwards, discussions ensued. We got introduced properly to Livia and got a ride in a van to the Lighthouse Church, passing graffiti on the way that had the evocative statement, "The clergy is empty, the devils are all here." At the lighthouse, we met some fascinating characters, Andrew and his robot, and his apprentice, Arthur the Mechanomancer. And we started to get ready to try and finally recover the name we were dispatched to retrieve. Told it was taken in order to change the nature of magic back to something older, less postmodern, which, frankly, I take as something of a personal insult. But in broad strokes, that should get us caught up, and, well, the broad strokes are all I can really manage after the day I've had.
I do like how you've taken a turn for the meta there, Nia.
But of course,
this god would approve. Yeah,
yeah. No, this is no shock to anyone who is aware of me and how I process role playing. I believe that you all have 2 experience if you wish to spend it.
Boy, do
Yes.
I. I think specifically in my case, I'm going to go with the practical but perhaps boring choice of upping my violent protester struggle skill from 23 to 25. I don't know if it will be emphasized this time, but boy, did I really need the help last time. So on the off chance that I roll it even once, those 2 points may be clutch.
I think that the utility of that will depend on everyone's life choices. So probably.
I think I'm going to spend both of mine on lateral thinking, which has come in handy so far. And I can only imagine is going to come in handy more as things get more, perfuckety.
I'm going to spend...
That takes me to... I'm sorry, just was going to say that takes me to 42 for those listening and not looking at my character sheet.
I'm going to spend mine 2 on Aura Sight for funsies. And that brings me up to 38.
That's always a good investment.
Approval intensifies.
And I'm going to spend my 2 points in Powerhouse, which is my general athletic skill, because I'm not sure what's going on, but my hope is that pushing it out of the way will work.
Harkening back to George's method of push dis.
Push dis. Exactly.
So you are all in the church, the lighthouse. With you are Livia and Andrew and Arthur. Rook has already previously gone his separate ways, and T has as well. And you know approximately what you are looking for, but not necessarily where.
I suppose once we know where we're headed, we can start putting some nails in the various coffins, but I'm not entirely certain how to deduce that. This is a lovely place to be, but I know we won't exactly find the name we need here. I have some information gathering skills, but I think maybe not the most effective ones. So I am open to ideas.
What we need is a way to divine who wants to turn back the tape, or put differently, who wants to start using tape again.
Near roll soul.
Okay.
And Danny, if you could roll Aura Sight.
Yay.
My soul is a 70, and I have just rolled a 91. An auspicious start.
Oof.
I rolled a 32, and my Aura Sight is 38.
Okay. So you see the souls of Livia and Nia, or, their auras, their the colors that surround them and clash and make up the them of them, sort of jolt. Like they sort of go like electric shock for a moment, and they're a bit paler when they return to sort of normal outlines. For your part, Nia, you feel like someone is attacking your connection to your library.
I actually probably make exactly that inhalation sound, and before I really catch myself, just start looking around wildly.
It begins to feel like it's going to take effort to connect. And you see Livia sort of wrinkle her nose in disgust at about the same time as a gear seizes in the robot, and Andrew's hands just sort of flex.
Looks like I maybe wasn't the only one that felt that. Obviously it's a bad sign, but maybe there's some time pressure here.
Whatever's happening, it does seem to have begun. Also, Danny, the blue electric outline that has been your companion for some time is no longer in evidence.
Oh. I look around wildly.
Roll notice.
Ah, there it is. Oh. Oh! I got a 25.
Nice.
And my notice is 27.
All right.
Excellent. You see sort of a shimmery aftermath. And it looks like, you know how in the rain and traffic, like you get the sort of striated effect on highways of like cars trailing out, lights behind them, sort of as a thread. It's like the sort of inverse of that, but there is a fading blue thread.
Can I see? I guess I'm just going to follow it.
Cool. You are heading, I think I said this was a basement, I can't quite remember, but you head out of the room. Do you say anything to anyone, or are you just like leaving the church?
I mutter, there's like a light trail, and then wander off after.
All right, well,
I'm already moving. The tape winds this way.
I don't have any better ideas.
Finally, someone more difficult to communicate with than Sean.
Yeah, I dutifully follow, somewhat enslouched.
I like lights.
It would be a cool light effect for our show.
So it looks like the light anyway, is being drawn almost directly east, a little bit south, toward Market Street.
I'm following Danny.
Yeah, muttering something about best lead we've got.
Do any of the rest of you have Orisight?
Nope. That being said, I guess I could roll doublethink and see if I could try to imagine that even though I'm not seeing what Danny is seeing, I also am.
Roll that and roll lateral thinking.
I can do that. This first roll, whoops, hold on. We have an errant dice. An errant die. 2 errant dice. Okay, that is a 12 for doublethink, which is under 23. So that's good.
Yes.
And then lateral thinking is a 40, which is under the 42 that now is for the last several minutes.
Nice.
Excellent.
So you don't see a blue sort of fading outline, haze, line, thread, whatever. You see the same sorts of dotted lines and connections between people and things, and you see sort of a vector that isn't fading but is drawn between Danny and something to sort of the east-southeast. You also see that it's a circle, because like all of this is 2-dimensional representations, but it's a circle that you would see regardless of what angle you would be looking at Nia or Livia or Andrew, to a lesser extent Arthur. But there is, you get the vibe of a Faraday cage.
It seems that whatever this is connects and also perhaps prevents and certainly keeps us all connected. I say unhelpfully.
Those are dope lyrics, man.
This effect would be very good at a show.
Are you guys in a band or something? This from Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Except he sounds a little bit more like he might be stoned even as a robot than my voice came through.
Yeah, we're called One for Sorrow. We're working on an album. It's kind of
Oh, cool.
Talon Gaze sound.
I have no idea what that is.
Thanks.
So
if we survive this, I'll have to give you folks a listen.
Be much obliged.
You won't regret it.
Just
It's
search
best
us up on
listened.
YouTube.
It's best listened to in the dark by candlelight.
If the song can end just as the candle goes out, that would be ideal.
And if you can sleep, then just listening as you're going to sleep and just that in-between state, oh man.
I point approvingly.
You get a sort of increasingly slow, like, nod.
Mm-hmm.
So you traipse down Post and eventually cut over a block as the thread sort of goes between buildings. And you see eventually, you have to wait for traffic, all 2 cars of it, to cross Market Street. And eventually you find yourselves outside of an old, dorically neoclassical building that's obviously been rebuilt at some point. It has sort of brass doors and looks like it could currently be a museum, but Olivia just mutters, "Oh, of course, it's Mint."
The what?
It's the Mint.
I wasn't aware we were looking for the root of all evil.
Or herbs.
Oh, please let it be herbs.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Danny and just be like, so to confirm, whatever you were following, this is where it brought us to.
Yeah.
Right.
The webs that I saw, the lines, they still comport. They head inside.
Okay. Down specifically.
Oh, I say that. I say I can confirm this for reasons I can't quite explain, but we need to go down.
Well, I suppose in first, then down probably seems reasonable unless anybody can see another option.
Sure.
All right. Annelius.
What should we... Oh, yeah, I was going to ask what we should know about this place, given that you have feelings on the topic.
It was opened in the Gold Rush. It ceased to be the operative mint a couple decades later. It burned in the fires after the earthquake. It's obviously been rebuilt. It's a museum now.
Actually kind of makes a certain amount of sense, I guess, if somebody's trying to take us backward.
Do you think there'll be a gold bug?
There are persistent rumors of gold being left behind or, buried treasure or hidden rooms or that sort of thing. I think it's all nonsense, but they persist. It would be odd if this villain's stated goal is to remove collective belief to then be leveraging it. unless it was intended to turn it back on itself.
Look, if there's anything I've learned about reactionaries in 2 decades of kicking their teeth out, it's that they don't have any scruples about the tools they use to drag us all kicking and screaming back into the bad old days, so everything you just said tracks.
2 decades of kicking teeth would make a really good lyric.
You're right. Jot it down. I think I got a groove for it.
I am scribbling in a notebook without breaking stride.
I am looking very happy.
So, yeah, giant stone building. How are you getting in?
Well, unless anybody knows a way other than the front doors, maybe Annalias and I take point and see what's waiting for us.
I could also make a door, probably.
How loud would that be?
I don't know. If I'm anxious about it, then more likely to be loud.
My fault for asking, really. Yeah, if you think you can do it, I'm definitely open to opening an unexpected avenue.
Any place on the building, do you think that would be more, like, strategic?
What are you trying to do exactly?
Attune lucidity.
Okay. To make a literal door?
To make a figurative bending of space that we could slip into.
Roll attuned lucidity, and there will be a minimum difficulty for it.
Yes.
I'm not telling you what it is.
I am loving.
That's a hard fail because I got a 97. Whatever happens, I wave my hands dramatically beforehand.
To everyone else's eyes, the only thing that changes is that Danny's eyes are glowing silver. For your part, Danny, you're no longer seeing reality as such.
Oh, good.
Oh, fun.
You are seeing a sort of pastiche of the history of the place. So it is there are stones and there is fire and there is construction and there's sort of a web of the outlines of people, but like the aftermath of people, not people as such. And your companions, you're going to have to concentrate hard to actually be spatially aware of any human being in the present. Good luck.
Thank you. Should I roll anything for that?
I mean, you are now welcome to roll notice whensoever you please. Just tell me if you're trying to, like, what you are trying to do with it.
And all the rest of us know is that
my
Danny's
eyes are silver.
Danny's eyes.
Silver.
Well, then I say it's a good look.
I'm going to roll notice.
Yeah, I think it would kill at live shows.
87.
I
do not respond.
You hear the voices.
Oh, okay.
But you don't quite know, like, how far away Benjamin is, or whether he's looking at you, or...
Of course he's looking at me. I would assume those comments are about me. In a situation with zero context. But I smile and say thanks in the wrong direction.
The dragon curled around your neck turns your head with a swing. Does anyone else have any bright ideas on how to get into a secure vault? I mean, a mint.
Oh, is the front door not open to the public?
It's like 1 a.m.
Oh.
in a ghost town.
I see.
Okay, but wait.
Can I
Oh, go ahead.
can I weaponize the pun that happened earlier? And can the door be mint? If I'm thinking about it from a certain point of view, doesn't have to be for long.
I don't think that your flavor of paperwork-based magic and paradigmatic magic is going to really allow for that one, Drew. I'm sorry.
If I could make it a clerical error canonically, then maybe. Yeah,
I was going to say, yeah, if you had access to City Hall and forms in triplicate.
yeah, it's true. That's fair. Okay.
That said,
you're
Is there a brick nearby or a heavy stone?
roll notice.
I think during all this, I'm just going to be staring speculatively at Andrew.
20, which is below both.
This part of town is not it's paved in concrete. It's not brick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's asphalt streeting. It would be at least an acceptably civilized part of the city. So it's not like in abject disrepair or anything. So not really much in the way of just pick up and throw.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got an elbow.
So if you look at the image that is in chat, you'll note that the doors are like 12 feet tall and metal.
There are windows
I also
side
noticed.
to side.
It's true.
Before you do anything, George, sorry, Annelius, I'm not speaking out loud, but I'm trying to get used to using the nicknames. I'm actually going to turn to Andrew and just kind of be like, do you think that you're maybe stronger than the doors?
Oh, for sure. I wasn't sure if we were trying to be quiet.
Well, I look over at Danny and say, I think maybe our quiet approach didn't pan out. So I guess I'm down to walk around the outside of the building and see if there's any less conspicuous entrances. But if time is of the essence,
as you say, I'm down to walk around. There's another pulse of that same fuckery, for lack of a more specific term. And you hear gears grind in Andrew's chassis.
All right. Well, I think time may be of the essence. So unless anybody has any strenuous objections, I think maybe we just take through as the fastest way in.
So as you say that, Andrew just sort of shrugs shoulders, sort of in the way of like someone about to try to crack their neck, and just walks up to the door and presses, sort of in the way that one might needlessly, showily go through like a door that humans could open properly. And you hear the spikes that go through the door into the floor and into the ceiling scream and bend, and eventually the restraints keeping it closed are no longer, but there has been quite a bit of noise.
All right, everybody in before we draw any more attention. Thanks, Andrew. Much obliged. Let's see if we can't follow that line, eh?
I take Danny by the hand and see if I can provide some guidance through time and/or space.
Should I roll
Are
notice?
you doing anything other than like? Is the guidance just you are going to make sure Danny doesn't run into a wall, or are you doing woobly things?
I think I'm doing woobly things, but I'm also trying to make sure Danny doesn't run into a wall, and therefore I think I'm doing two things at once.
I'm not going to make you roll that because it requires that as a predicate success to be able to do anything further.
Fair enough.
We are not currently in a high stress. Well, we're not currently in combat levels of stress.
Sure. Okay.
So, no need to do anything but make your roll for the woobly.
Okay.
While you were at that, Danny, you were mentioning doing something.
Oh, I was going to roll notice and I got an 84, so I'm going to see how this pans out because I did not notice the taking of the hand.
No, someone has your hand in their hand, whoever that is. You're sure it's fine.
I assume it's a Doring fan and give it a squeeze.
I mean, it's not like you're completely unaware of the set of people that you have arrived with.
It's just hard to focus on where I am in the midst of the noise.
Yeah. Drew your results.
It's not the hand of an adoring fan. So 56. What am I rolling against?
That is. I mean, you're rolling against your stat there, your skill rather.
Oh, my mind because it's woobles or
no, it's your.
Soul.
Sorry,
no?
Let me pull up.
Oh, it is do two things at once. Sorry, I thought I wasn't rolling for that.
No, it's lateral thinking, my dude.
Oh, gotcha. I wasn't thinking of that as a synonym for woobles. My apologies.
I mean, you've been using it for weird shit.
I have. You're not wrong. Okay, so I am over.
Anything that gets lumped under weird shit falls under woobly.
I am still not a stranger to this place, but I'm new here. I just work here.
Fine.
So I am over my lateral thinking of 42, but under my mind of 70.
Okay. I mean, at a minimum, you are going to make sure that Danny, you shift him bodily 3 inches to the left when it looks like he's about to clip a shoulder on a corner.
I look a little like an industrial robot being spindly and just picking Danny up. But yeah, I get the job done.
I like that you specify this while you are in the company of the robot.
I don't say it out loud because it might be offensive, but I do think it.
Everyone other than Danny, roll notice.
Notice. Wow, I actually succeeded on a notice. My notice is 15 and I rolled a 2.
That's amazing.
Nice.
The first time for everything.
34 for me, which is a fail.
Okay.
20 for me, which is a fail.
Okay. You hear footsteps coming from maybe a hallway. As you are possibly about to alert people, you hear Andrew shout, scream, and turning back to look, you see that there is standing, coming up to just above his waist, an emaciated looking young man that just casually has a hand on the back of the robot, and it is visibly rippling and warping.
Ooh. Cool. I'm gonna I don't think this counts as trying to do two things at once, but try to alert people, footsteps incoming, and simultaneously try to yank whoever this is away from Andrew, and at the very least break the grip. I'm pretty much just going for a 2-shoulder grab and tug if I can.
Okay.
There's going to be struggle.
Yeah, struggle, and then I think initiative generally.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I will let you get this in as sort of as an initial thing.
Yeah, I was hoping that would be how it would go at least. All right, so my struggle roll is above my violent protester of 25 and equal to my body of 40. So at least I think I don't pratfall.
Yeah, no, you don't pratfall. But, well, we'll handle that in initiative.
Okay.
You grab the dude's shoulders, which you feel raised scar tissue under more or less everywhere that you are touching through his shirt. And you yank, and there is some resistance beyond what feels like his strength ought to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone roll initiative.
All right.
How does that work again?
You can either take your initiative at the skill level it's at, or you can try to roll and hope you get above your initiative but below your speed, and that becomes your new initiative number.
23 for me, so a little bit higher than it would have been if I hadn't rolled.
Yeah, taking mine at 25. Just letting that ride.
I failed.
You sure did.
I'm taking mine at 33.
I do enjoy the fact that I gave myself bad initiative intentionally to go last and then keep trying to further wreck myself.
So,
You can't resist the gambling.
Yeah.
the first thing that happens is that the man who had clearly been magically in some fashion just wrecking Andrew. Like, the robot is a different shape now. Just turns his head at an angle that heads should not really turn at. We probably want to add a body horror tag to the beginning of this episode, just, generally. And first, it looks like he's grinning, and then his mouth opens and he bites your wrist.
Don't love that.
And man, young maybe, relatively short, generally a bony aspect, somewhat sunken cheeks, dullish gray would-be, white, but grayish skin. Intentional famine victim, ? And chewing on a wrist.
Which is probably a violence check for me, since I have 0 hardens and 1 failed there.
Yes, step 1, but also, the Epidiromancer Minor Blast is called Warping.
What?
You have to touch your target to use the spell. In case you're wondering, it doesn't have to be skin-to-skin contact. As long as you're touching clothing, that's close enough. You can combine this with a hand-to-hand attack. Alternatively, you can just touch your target. Any successful warping spell can be directed at a specific body part, or you can direct it generally no matter where you are touching. This does not mean that you can instantly kill someone by targeting their heart or their medulla oblongata. If you do that, they take damage from a weakening heart attack or a minor stroke-like episode, but it's not fatal. So, you feel like the nerves in your arms and legs have been dipped in acid.
Well, let me roll that violence check then.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that time.
Cool, good. You know how I've been so good at passing stress checks so far? My mind is 60, and I just rolled a 94.
Okay.
So I'm taking a second failed notch in violence. And I guess somewhat pragmatically, I'm gonna frenzy. So I guess take it from here whenever my turn comes up.
Yep. So well, no, you don't. You're not paying attention to much. But those of you who are still sensory enough, well, George and Benjamin, anyway, hear rustling in a bag, and Livia puts a mask on, and a tiger jumps at the starving man, and
Isn't this the plot to Life of Pi?
damn it.
Listeners may have noticed a few small changes.
That was extremely not intentional, but sure.
Just need a rap.
Oof. Oof.
Oof.
The problem is the tiger does not pounce on the starving man. Livia rolled poorly, sorry guys.
Oh no.
So George.
I would like to punch the starving man.
One of the great sentences of this podcast.
He happens to be messing with my friends.
Starving is really no excuse.
Exactly. So this would be my kick butt, take some names skill,
Yes.
I believe. That's a 68, which is above my skill but below my attribute.
Yep. You are trying to not punch Nia, so you end up not punching really anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nia,
I
what happens with you?
believe my internal monologue during all of this is something to the effect of,
I love the sound effect of printing.
So what I really want now is like that set to like the Immigrant Song.
Oh, I need this desperately.
Yeah.
oh Lord.
So you sort of watch yourself in third person view, like Kermit flail, but angrily. But the results of the Kermit flail are mostly that you do somewhat dislodge the emaciated man, but the cost of this is that you are missing a chunk of wrist now.
Marvelous. I'm sure it can only improve my bass playing.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
If all else fails, you do know a mechanomancer if, you succeed at everything. You could get a Luke Skywalker hand. Or an Inspector Gadget hand. Honestly, probably an Inspector Gadget hand. It's mechanomancy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only bass line it'll play is
Good thing it's a banger of a bass line.
Benjamin.
Yes. What do I do? My
The starving
my ability
asshole just
to-
bit your friend's wrist.
No, I would like very much to harm this person until they stop harming my friends. I'm just trying to think about how to do that. My physical ability to fight is shall we say limited. The listener is reminded that my body is described as accountant countenance. So I think what I'm going to try to do here, I need to lean on some kind of lateral thinking. For sure. But I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. So I think what I try to do is initiate lateral thinking. We were able to see some of not the city's records earlier, but I was able to sort of plug in and learn about the place where we are. So I think what I try to do is experience this room both as a physical room and as its blueprint. And my goal is to bring a very specific piece of ceiling down upon a certain starving asshole.
Okay.
You can assess the difficulty because it's pretty abstract, but
Let me know
here
what
we
you
are.
roll.
Sounds good. 19.
Okay. I do like how both you and Danny are basically trying to wheedle your way into adept magic. Which, like, given that I am me, I can hardly fault you for, since Adam had to put up with a lot. So
You deserve us.
yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. Everything about this four shot has been just desserts for me and for Adam.
Me reaping.
Oh no.
So you sort of get the dotted line, the blueprint line of the space overlaid atop the reality of it. So we are now down to one person who is not having their vision somehow magically or emotionally fucked with.
Reality? Overrated.
Yeah, clearly.
Just lost me a piece of my wrist, so yeah, I'm not a fan.
And you sort of take a pencil and just sort of X out a portion of roof, or rather ceiling, that would be floor, and just sort of sketch in a skylight, because, you know, you've heard about the Winchester Mystery House.
Mm-hmm.
And reality rushes to accommodate. So a square stone ceiling tile, question mark, block,
I like the sound of block.
is appropriately Looney Tunesly affected by gravity.
Meaning it doesn't fall until it does?
Yeah, with very sudden, like, whoosh, cloud animation.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, of course. This does have troubling implications, that, like, the stone may have to be aware that it is falling, and therefore may be aware. But never mind that. It's falling. It falls and would impact, well, looks like it starts to impact the head of the starving man, and then the flesh sort of flows around it. Epideromancers are fundamentally upsetting.
I'm fundamentally upset.
Because the flesh is all there, it just all moves sort of not quite jello, not quite liquid, not quite skin suit. As the ceiling block falls through where it should have been, and up until a moment ago was, and after it falls returns to being. The emaciated man's grin is very bloody now. He swallows. And with that, it's Danny.
So I've seen none of this, but I have heard sounds of struggle.
Heard a great
seen
deal
something.
of distressing. You've caught sort of pulses that feel to you like the expenditure of power that you wish you had.
Mm-hmm.
And there is sort of an astrally vibrating presence that cannot decide whether it is tiger or woman.
Cool. It occurs to me that history is essentially a dream interpreted by those awake enough to shape it. So I want to attempt to stabilize some version of what is flooding in front of my eyes, ideally when the building was on fire. As a dream, hopefully not a reality.
So what are you trying to do with this?
Attune lucidity. I'm aware that
No. What is the end result effect here? Are you trying
everyone else is dreaming that the building is on fire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. I would like to note for the record that I had not intended this to come anywhere close to a TPK.
I got a 27.
Okay. What is your stat?
42.
Or your skill, rather? Okay, so this is a success?
Yes.
So, guys. Y'all smell smoke.
Good.
I immediately think I did that. I started examining the blueprint for electrical plans, wiring, and things. And think, did I start an electrical fire in the walls?
No. The blueprint is sort of rearranging itself.
Oh, good.
You get sort of a flipbook type effect. Your change is still there, even going backwards, and you can sense that it's going backwards. But you know, because it was mentioned, that the building was rebuilt after a fire. And last in the round is Andrew, who is having great mechanical difficulty in every part except his voice, which is screaming. And he takes the opportunity to try to fall over onto the Epidiromancer. The Epidiromancer, the starved man, sort of tries to jump out of the way and ends up tripped, or what's the vertical version of a kneecap, by the falling robot, and is now partly trapped under it. And that takes us back, I think, to the top of the initiative, which started off with the starved man. The starved man takes Andrew's shoulder in both hands and shoves. And mostly this has the effect of... So, it's as if Andrew's body were jello rather than metal. And it compresses, and it squishes, and it flows terribly. And the screaming stops. The Epidiromancer gets to his feet. And then Livia, as the tiger, bites his hand off.
Oh. That feels just.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Feels like a start.
Yeah. As the wound gushes blood, you can see that it is already starting to paper over, plaster over, flesh over.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's George.
Gonna take us on a bit of a journey.
George pulls up a chair. George spins it around backwards.
No, that was a different character.
Oh, sorry, different character entirely.
Say-
Right.
That may or may not make any sense, dear
The
listener.
opening notes of Roundabout.
Okay, so here's what what I'm thinking right now. So I've seen that physical things like ceilings collapsing don't do terribly much. I'm not a tiger, so I can't bite his hand off. This might be the person that's been stealing people's names, though, and that doesn't sound very legal to me, or at least it shouldn't be. And I've heard that when somebody does something very illegal and you want to punch them a great deal, then you throw the book at them. And so I'm going to throw my book at him. The one that I got from Lucan's shop that has variable weight.
Uh-huh. How much does it weigh right now?
Oh, I have no idea. It's probably pretty heavy, though. Because I was trying to lift it back in the shop, and that was very hard. And George is very strong. I am very strong. So it's probably very heavy.
Okay.
That's about as far as my thought process goes.
Okay. Yeah, no, like, kick butt, take some names.
28.
Yeah. So what you actually end up doing is you sort of wind up and you think about, yeah, I can throw this easy. And then you let go and you think about how heavy it should be. And please raise your hand if in character you have heard Bone Crunch before. When the book impacts, like the tip of it hits the starved man's nose and then crunches in on the mouth and chin and collarbone, it's much worse than just the sound of someone's nose breaking. Like, it was very light when it was being thrown, and it is now very heavy. And in all other respects, physics is respected. So it's velocity squared. The Epidaromancer is now, bookly dented and just sort of topples over to the ground.
Well read, as it were.
Before anything else happens, I am going to drop us out of initiative here, but Livia, as a tiger, just opens his throat.
Has anything that has happened since my last turn returned me to my senses, or am I still in Tasmanian devil mode?
You have now heard a great deal of bone crunching. You don't know whose, and you can very much smell blood.
Cool.
So yeah, you're Tasmanian devil still.
Okay.
And I'll let you at least declare what you're doing within the context of the frenzy.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the scenery around us just inside this door is like, but if there is anything handy with which to do it, I'll use that, and if not, it's probably just my stompy boots, but I think I am most interested in obliterating the person who can make all of my nerve endings light up at once. I don't think that I'm likely to understand the finality of any given thing that has happened until and unless my perception that the building is on fire snaps me out of it.
Yeah, so you grab for something nearby to use as a club or a flail or something, and you end up swinging a moderately heavy wooden chair around in both hands, sort of spirally. And this goes on until it slams into a wall and jars your wrist somewhat badly and your other shoulder, and you sort of drop that. And you can smell blood and smoke and hear screaming, and it doesn't sound like your friends. And then it resolves, and it's you. But you're at least aware of yourself again.
Yeah, so whenever I'm able to, I will try to turn the screaming into catching my breath, and taking wide-eyed, wild-eyed, both, stock of the situation.
Yeah. Livia has returned to a bipedal aspect.
Good. Progress.
Andrew may still be. But is of no particularly further use at present time. Livia is on the phone, presumably to Arthur, get your mentor. We have to keep going. By the time you get here, the building may be on fire. I don't know how that fucking works. It's stone. Hey, Danny. Roll Aura Sight.
Okay. Hmm. 97.
Okay.
These dice.
Benjamin, roll your paperwork.
Sure. With pleasure. 33. So
it
success.
goes up.
That's true, too. Yeah.
So you actually did, in your research at the law firm, I'm declaring retroactively, flip through a number of blueprints, including one for the Mint. And it springs to mind now, even as the sort of temporality of the blueprint that you have superimposed upon the space is going backwards, your knowledge of where the stairs are and so on maintains precise currency. So you know the way down.
I definitely share this with the group. And I also ask Nia about the wrist.
It's bleeding. It hurts.
I probably,
It feels like flesh was taken without any nerves or bone or anything, and that's worrying in and of itself.
I think my response is to kind of hold it up and look at it, and look at you and look at the wrist and just go, ow.
Assuming it heals well, it will look very cool.
I would like to go home as soon as possible. So, do either you or Danny have any idea where we're going from here? Because this has not been my favorite day.
We need to go down, and according to the archival materials that I studied earlier, the stairs should be this way. Didn't mean to interrupt Danny, though.
What exactly happened? I heard a lot of noise, like you guys were fighting.
I got bit. By
a dog?
By a person. They swallowed part of my wrist, I think. It hurts a lot.
If he's working with an epiduromancer, that is at odds with the stated goal, but as you said, of kicking teeth in.
Right, yeah, no, they're not bound by principles. They're... well, if I was already mad, but now I'm even madder and in a lot of pain. So I vote that we do whatever the worst thing we can think of to this person is, and then get the hell out of Dodge. Unfortunately, my imagination is going to be in low power mode until this stops hurting quite so much.
Right this way to manse the shit out of whoever's behind this.
I'd like to pick up my book again.
You pick up your book again. It is whatever weight you want it to be.
Heavy. Almost too heavy for me to lift.
You do make things difficult for yourself, but sure.
How else am I going to build muscle?
You have a quality workout on the way to the stairway. Take a left turn, a right turn, and the third door on the left again. And there's a clearly staff type stairwell that opens as if the keypad locking the stairway isn't there yet. And there are stairs down to the basement.
Case in point, or rather point of order, is the building still on fire as far as we can tell?
Smells like smoke. No fire visible.
All right. Well, where there's smoke, there once was fire.
Yes.
All right.
We've all seen it.
Indeed. We proceed, I suppose. Or at least I do.
Yeah, I'm following.
Yep.
Am I still might need an escort.
I definitely offer my hand.
Or has the bringing the what I'm seeing into space helped me? Can I roll notice to see if I'm where am I?
Roll Aura Sight and roll notice.
Okay.
Roll notice and the other kind of notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you understand, Drew.
Oh my gosh. I got a 73, which is not good for. Actually, no, it's not good for Aura Sight. And then notice 17, which is good for notice.
You focus really, really, really hard on the present and where you are and reality. And you don't like doing this, especially when, this whole world of dreams and history and your ability to change how the state of things is still there before you as an option in life. And you see Benjamin offering you a hand.
I take it anyway, but
you take his hand, and then you don't have to pay attention to the real world anymore. You're back in the other side.
Oh, good. Just the way I want it.
Still very
down.
much the silver eyes.
I lead the group down. I lead Danny perhaps most of all. But I go where the blueprint says we should go in order to be as down as we need to be. Between the blueprint and my ability to see the threads, I assume I have a very good sense of where we're going.
No, you see the sort of pitch of the thread equalize, and you begin being able to head directly in that line rather than sort of trying to angle yourself around directly at it. In the same way, you see Danny, you see no longer the aftermath of the blue electric thread because time had lapsed and that which had gone had dissipated as well. But you begin to see sort of a collective dream of money and power concentrating in and around this space. There is another doorway that looks to Benjamin and to Danny like one of those giant circular vault doors. And to everyone else is just another, like, administrative door. There's a security pad, and those watching in reality just see Benjamin, push down on the handle and press in, and the door opens, and what apparently is security these days. And there is a large, open, rectangular room with, to those of you seeing metaphorically, stacks of bars of bullion, and stacks of neatly organized old dollar notes. And to the rest of you, there is a man at a lectern with a book, a man with a gun, and a man in a circle of metal, salt, ink, something. Some things. Telling the world a story.
So, total of 3 men.
Yes.
Okay. I doubt I'm the first one through the door, so if somebody else has something in mind that's going in before me, that's all fine and good. But my likely assumption is going to be that whatever is going on here shouldn't be going on here. And
Yep.
If part of it is one of these guys telling a story out loud, then I think my snap reaction is just going to, in my best on stage at like an outdoor hardcore festival show voice, to just sort of yell, scream, "No, fuck that! We got a different story!" And then probably have to catch my breath because I am not in a good way.
Okay.
But attention will have been drawn, and hopefully whatever they're doing will have been interrupted.
Okay. So you yell this, and the only person who looks up is the man with the gun.
Perfect. Wonderful. Tactically sound.
Roll notice.
What?
Anyone who wants to.
I recommend everybody else do it because my notice is 15.
Oh, 11.
Excellent.
So that goes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I rolled a 70, which is above my mind and my skill.
Yeah, no. All you notice is that you have nerves.
Fucking sucks, man.
Danny, also roll Oracite, just cuz. But you did get a match success, so... Sorry, Nick?
36, fail.
Okay. And Drew?
23. So, yeah. Fail, but well below the mind of 70.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Excellent. So you see a sort of high poly count shell around the man at the lectern, and a sort of vibrating cylinder of light around the man in the circle. You also recognize the man in the circle. It's your blue electric friend. But the blue electric is not here. There's just a body reading a story because it is being directed to tell this story. And the man at the lectern is repeating a sequence of names, maybe. Also, there's a guy with a gun.
Are we in initiative yet?
There's sort of a tense pause going on.
Where is the gun currently pointed?
It's moving sort of towards you guys.
If I think there's time, I'm going to throw a book at him.
Roll it.
Not the book, but also the book.
You said roll?
Mm-hmm.
61, which is above my skill but below my stat.
Okay. You knock the gun out of his hand.
Progress.
And you seem to be getting sort of the hang of the variable momentum, or, well, weight anyway, of the book as it slams through the stone wall at the back of the room. And you hear a grunt of pain.
If I believed in magic, I would believe that I'm getting better at book-based magic.
Oh, hello, Hobbs.
No.
Oh.
Baby boy.
Dear listeners, let it be known that the other feline mascot of the podcast has graced us with his tigerly presence.
I like to pretend he's very interested in what's going on the screen right now, which is why he's getting closer as we all furiously pretend to pet him.
I'm taking this as direction to then furiously pet him.
Yes.
I take requests.
So yeah, you've disarmed you've disgunned the man who had the gun, who is now looking at his hand and sort of at the book-shaped hole in the wall behind it, and like shaking his hand like that fucking smarted.
Obviously, there may be some number of things that have to happen before I can do something else, and certainly I want Danny and Benjamin to be able to take actions if they so choose. But I think I figured out what I want to do with 3 of my 4 remaining minor charges.
Okay.
There's a bibliomantic formula spell called Blur the Lines that obscures one piece of knowledge from a target for 24 hours. And if I can, I would like to target that at one of the names the fellow reciting names is reciting. I want to blot it from his mind if I can. So this, is up to GM arbitration, but also can be taking place after or simultaneously with other actions that are going on.
Roll it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a bit bad, but I did set this up at the beginning. This will actually cost you all 4 of your charges if it succeeds.
That's totally fine. I don't have much use for 1 minor charge. So I'm rolling a narco-bibliomancy currently, which... So I rolled a 67, which reversing... Oh, wait, no, I misread it. 61 becomes a 16. Thank God. Whew.
Excellent.
So a 16 on that formula spell whenever it is able to come into play.
So, what is everyone else doing at the moment, other than hiding behind a cat?
I want to free my electric blue friend.
The part of him that is neither electric nor blue?
Yes. Well, at least the part that seems to be in a protective, or not protective, but like a entrapping circle.
Yeah, you can see, if you squint, if you concentrate on mere reality, that there is a circle with sigils in a variety of materials that seem tailored to him.
Mm-hmm. Using similar principles as what worked last time, I want the area where those sigils are to revert to an earlier state where they are not.
Roll it.
21.
The walls smolder. The chalk catches fire. The man reading the book stumbles over a name he can no longer pronounce or recall. Livia shoots him.
Forgot she had a gun.
Everyone hears the distinctive clap of a mousetrap, and Livia staggers. For reference, a spell called the Better Mousetrap returned damage that he took to the one that caused it. So he's bleeding, but so is Livia.
Honestly, a better outcome than most of our combat actions, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out Livia's effective. She was kind of built as a companion NPC.
Mm.
And he looks at the lot of you and just sort of gestures at the man who had the gun, who is patting down his pockets because he ought to have another gun, and goes back to reading. Just sort of, there's a pause each time, and as you notice the pause, the sort of power of the sigils around the circle, Danny, seem to be wavering in the same sort of tempo. There's sort of a mist. There's a hitch in the rhythm of it now. Also, the chalk is burning.
Where is as I can see it anyway, the gold bullion, the old bills, where are they in relation to the people?
Stacked on tables that aren't there, lining the walls. Think sort of vaguely the Fort Knox scene in Goldfinger.
Okay. I think what I try to do, since I can see these things and perhaps not everyone can, and because I have some knowledge of the blueprint and the history of this place and the documents that went into it, when I see these things, I see what they're supposed to be, which is that perfect intersection of overcomplicated rules and power. And I, projecting those overcomplicated rules and that power both forward and backward in time, want to turn all of that money into a time bomb. It will kill everyone in the room, including us, but not yet.
Okay.
Drew, what the fuck?
And then rocks fell on us and we died.
I don't think paperwork is going to be able to let you do that.
Ooh.
Maybe once you have gone through the formal process of failing all 5 of your self-notches.
Sure, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So I could argue vigorously that that's exactly how money works, but I would have to be a lot crazier to make it work that way. So that's an extremely fair point.
Like, you're sort of
very
threading the line between, like, a history mage and a plutomancer. Which I decided against including in this, even though it would be sort of on the money.
Hey.
Okay.
Excellent. My goal is accomplished anyway.
Psychic damage. So, as I may have mentioned, new to this system, figuring out what's possible.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of this is sort of what can you convince the GM of. I will let you notice and perhaps affect
Mhm.
the fact that the circle is made in part of silver that originated in this place. So, roll your paperwork.
Sure. Oof, 87. Double fail.
You have the blueprints, you have the historical knowledge, you don't have the contracts specifying whence the silver came, where the silver went.
Sure.
You just know that that silver came from here. What's everyone else doing?
Whenever the opportunity arises, I would like to break the person's jaw who is reading.
I like George. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but
Are you just gonna like walk up to the lectern that's like 25 feet away?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, probably run or jog.
Yeah.
Can I, as he's moving, can I warn him about the shield that I saw around them?
Yeah,
Oh.
you can speak.
Yeah.
That's true. I wasn't sure the immediacy of this action and the order of things. So I shout, Anelius, there's a shield thing.
Do I say shield thing?
No.
No.
You do not see the shield thing.
I, for my part, was planning to try and basically do like a running tackle of the man behind the lectern. So it is entirely possible that
both of them start sprinting.
Annelius and I just start doing an impromptu, slightly lopsided pincher maneuver.
love it. Love it.
My intent is not elegant.
All right. Well, I think we're going to now drop into initiative for this.
Yeah. I'll take mine this time.
I think our intentions are pretty clear. Yeah. Our intentions are pretty clear.
I'll take mine at 25 instead of rolling.
I've stretched it as far as I can.
You know what? I'm just going to roll again. I've been gambling this whole time. I'm not going to stop now. Wait. 13.
Okay.
It's not a failure.
I'm going to be bold like Robin. I got 34, which is an improvement over my 20 and less than my speed of 40. So
cool.
I'll take mine at 33.
All right. What's your speed, Benjamin?
40.
Okay. So the first thing that happens is the story continues being told. The second thing that happens is the man with the gun, well, the man without the gun, starts, looks between everybody's trajectories and then realizes he will not, in fact, have time to go into the other room to get where he apparently left his gun. And so he shouts out something to Andrea and, well, not shouts, into a comm.
Mm-hmm.
So you do not make out much other than perhaps the name, because I've just said it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, everybody pretend that this all makes sense. And then it is Benjamin.
Okay. All right. I got a new pitch for you. Picture the scene.
I love how you were channeling past me.
Look, I don't expect to succeed every time, but you miss 100% of the reality-breaking shots you don't take. So, okay.
I'm so glad we have the same attitude towards this game.
Absolutely. So this place is, or rather was, or rather kind of is still on fire.
Maybe. Possibly increasingly unclear. It's all rather
when it was
metaphorical.
Sure. It's true. It's true. Can I make the fire less metaphorical in a specific location, namely the man without the gun? Can I bring the part of reality, the reality of this place that was on fire, into the time and the place we are right now? Only because I know for a fact that it was this way.
Roll paperwork.
Okay.
I make no guarantees.
Not asking for a guarantee. Only a chance. 16.
So the lectern bursts into flames.
Okay.
And the mortar in the entire basement is now actively smoking.
Whether or not it has a positive effect on our opposition of these people, metal is how I approve.
Look, if we don't get out of here, but we die in a metal way, that's a kind of victory. If we won,
Yes.
but it wasn't metal, I don't know if we could have lived with ourselves. So,
Avery's action is to pick the book up, so that it is no longer on the lectern.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now holding it in one hand and sort of declaiming in a sort of lopsided rhythm.
Okay.
He is not looking pleased. For reference, anybody actually looking at this man, this is the man that you saw coming out of Denton Lucan's shop. So, elderly and perhaps permanently grumpy, and has a cane that he was not using to walk.
I probably would have asked you if he was he if we had not had quite a gap in between our sessions on this one.
No, it's been literal months.
Life finds a way, but not like that.
Livia, with a steady stream of cursing beyond my skill.
This is the challenge of
and
GMing.
a virulence and lewdness that would immediately get us removed from several platforms. Changes her aim and wings the man without the gun.
Okay.
And at this point, it is now George.
So I don't
So you
see...
were charging, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see any kind of shield.
Nope.
I assume that Danny probably meant some metaphorical shield, so that's not real.
So Danny has just been tripping balls this whole session from George's POV, and I'm here for it.
I mean, Danny is probably, to come up with the lyrics that Danny does, very much thinking in metaphors, power to you, but also power to me in a more physical sense.
Yeah.
So
it really does take all kinds.
I mean, really, I'm on the fence here between following through with my initial intent or doing something very distracting, but also a little lewd. So let's go with the punching through the shield first.
Okay. So how are you going about this? Are you aiming for a shield that you do not see and to your view of the world isn't there because you can't see it? Or
no, I think that I've
tackle the dude, or
yeah, I'm trying to punch the dude in the jaw.
So you're going to assault an elderly man.
Oh yes, very much so. I mean, he's reading, and
how fucking dare he?
And we can't have that around here, can we?
I mean, it seems uppity. It seems rude.
Avery is the very definition of uppity, or at least would be if he weren't rich.
George just walking around clocking the starving and the elderly.
Yep.
And yet they deserve it.
Yeah,
games are great.
They did start it.
I think the kids now say, it's giving pretension. It's...
Yes, he does that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
I need to roll kick butt, take some names.
37.
Roll get out of the way, dummy.
52.
Okay. You take a flying leap over the burning lectern. And you look so excited.
I am.
What's not to be excited about?
There are a couple of problems with actually tackling him. One, there is, it seems like, a shield that you just sort of Wile E. Coyote smack into.
That's why I was so excited.
And two, it appears that the cane is a sword cane. And is sort of lightly puncturing your side. It hurts, but it's you know, this is not a lethal problem, but spry old man.
At least it's only
Yeah.
lightly puncturing you.
Respect. I mean, that's not supposed to be there, but
Yeah, no, and then you sort of like slide down what is based on your trajectory a relatively spherical shield. And with that, it is Nia.
Okay, well, since I had the opportunity to see this happen,
Yeah. Man, the man who had been behind the lectern just takes his free hand and like whips the scabbard off of the sword cane at the same time, in the same motion as he is raising it to where George impacts.
Mm-hmm.
Did that distract you momentarily from reading?
No.
Yeah, that would be too much to hope for.
He is, you can see him sort of gritting his teeth as he reads, though.
Mm-hmm.
If he's having a bad time, that's good
Mhm.
to start.
All right, so
We're succeeding.
sometime after George took off, I also started running as much as I'm able, but seeing this happen to George, I think my tactic is going to have to change. I don't have a really good way of doing anything that George can't against Mr. Reading Man. So I think the next idea I hit upon in a split second and a flash of inspiration is I am going to try to fuck up the sigils on the ground. I'm going to do so with gritted teeth and probably involuntarily closing my eyes part of the way because I expect this to go extremely badly. But you said it was like chalk and like...
There is chalk, there is ink, there's metal dust, both black and silver.
So some of those things seem like they would be very easily disturbed. So I am just going to baseball slide across the nearest part of this at the most sort of intersecting angle I can manage, and hope that I smear everything to hell and gone.
Okay. Roll athletics.
Yeah, 30 for the skill, 40 for the body. Mine is called Punk Physique. Let's see. And I rolled a 58, so above both.
Okay. Roll body.
Oh, good. Okay, well, I wish this was a skill because it's a 77, which is above my 40. And
Actually, no, it should be endure anyway, so your endure does go up.
All right. Yeah, it's 21 now, and I've got a matched failure on my plate. So,
yeah.
You know, I've had a good life. It's fine.
Oh, no. See, you may remember that you got bitten earlier.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that. Hard to forget.
So you miss you sort of stumble before you do the baseball slide, and you go forwards instead of backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But you hit your wrist, the injured one,
Uh-huh.
on the light? Question mark? In any event, where your blood hits it, it does become sort of visible. Then your blood has now joined the other substances in the circle.
Come back here, I'll bleed on you.
Is blood flammable?
Rather depends on the temperature, I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll anarcho-bibliomancy, Adam.
Oh, good. 83 becomes 38, under 40.
Okay. The man in the circle is reading a book, sort of. It's labeled The Fair Folk of New Orleans, but the contents of it are a story about how the world should be. You can feel that the person in the circle had been using a major charge and got disrupted in the process such that it's being subverted.
Mm-hmm.
So the story that he thinks he is reading is not the one that he is reading. He is, instead of rewriting the world to have an extra spot in it, he is rewriting the world so that there are no archetypes and there is no collective unconscious. There are no tropes. Characters are terminally individuated such that you cannot draw parallels between them, and therefore magic as it postmodernly is won't be.
I hope to be able to use this information effectively on my next turn, but in the meantime, I think all I can do is go, ow!
Yeah, that's about right. And that takes us to Danny.
At this point, it seems to me that the angry old man reading the book is the problem. So
I wasn't trying to do anything but code him as a villain from his first appearance.
Oh, I know. Danny, however, is Danny.
Slow on the uptake sometimes.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about trying to read in a dream is that you can't. The letters get all woobly. It never says the same thing twice. It changes under your very eyes the harder you try to concentrate. So I'd like to share that experience with the guy and the book he is reading and make it seem as though it's a lucid trigger that he's looking at as opposed to an actual real text. So. Okay. I got an 84, but I can switch it once, right? Well, that would still be...
You are using attuned lucidity for this?
Yes. That would still be a failure, but it would be under my... It would still
be a failure. Roll a d10. Tell me what you get.
4.
Okay. The man in the shield, in dream sight, you can tell that he is sort of declaring himself to be the knight, sort of a St. George to anybody's dragon. He is in armor. The book is a holy symbol. And you get the vague impression that he is beginning to believe himself into wings. And he keeps reading because he knows these names with a certainty that inscribes circles to the width of an atom.
Does my dragon get a turn?
Roll 2d10. Tell me what you get.
Just 2d10, or do I need the 10s?
Roll D percentile. Tell me what you get.
Okay. 91.
Okay. So yes, your dragon does get a turn, but he rolled well above his speed. The door opens, and a woman dressed like she belongs in a ska band walks out.
What a description.
You're welcome, madam. Like black and white checked vans, matching belt, unkempt hair that really wants to be stylish.
I know you didn't say she skanks out of the door.
She does.
For some
okay,
reason, I hear Everything Sucks by Real Big Fish in the back of my head. I don't know why.
And as she does, a ceiling tile falls beside her, but not on her. This is not one of like the stone ones that you took out from the ceiling upstairs. This is like 90s office style, like whatever the fuck board those are up in ceilings. And she just sort of looks at it and just shrugs. Then after that, Danny's dragon hops down from where he had been perched around Danny's neck and walks, growing bigger, toward the circle. That's back to top of the initiative. Sean keeps reading the story. Everyone who can do anything approximating magic feels the weight of how the world wants to be in response. This is the source of your problems from earlier. And the gun done got shot. He does, in fact, leg it back through the door that Andrea just skanked through. Presumably. Presumably to retrieve a gun.
Great.
So, Benjamin, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I am deeply contemplating what these shields are a metaphor for and how I can attack them on that level. But by the nature of the magic they're trying to replace magic with, maybe they're not a metaphor for anything, and this thought is fucking me up. Because surely everything has to be a metaphor for something. How can it come into being if it's not a metaphor for something? I mean, reality is just a pale reflection of our metaphors.
Thanks, Plato.
Yeah. Some guy once said that, I think. But also our metaphors are, of course, a pale reflection of our reality. And
it's metaphors all the way down, yes.
It is.
And turtles, too.
Yeah. Which are metaphors.
No. The metaphors are turtles, not the other way around.
Right, excuse me.
Yeah, all metaphors are turtles, not all turtles are metaphors.
Okay,
Precisely.
That makes sense. I've been in the business world too long.
Thank you, dear listener, for putting up with all of this nonsense.
After that mechanically useless interval, and dropping my die, I want to get rid of them shields so we can do some juicy damage, or I want to pursue the guy who's going for a gun. We don't really have time to confer, so I'm not going to confer with my fellow players on a table talk basis. Yeah, I think that is, in fact, what I try to do. I focus on specifically the shield that I feel like I have a mental picture of. The one that I watched George down. I trace the outline of it, and I imagine what it would be to crack it like an eggshell. Particularly, I have the blueprint in my head, so I have a very clear picture of the sense in which this shape does not belong. And I want the proper shape of this room to reject it and shatter it.
Okay. Roll it.
Cool. I get to retrieve the die. I got it. Here we go. 65.
Yeah, you feel reality just sort of go, that's not part of me anyway.
Been there.
Yeah. Sort of a spiritual sorry, bud.
So clarification, the runes reality is saying is not part of the shield?
So the runes are around the circle that Adam has bled on, that are encompassing the dude reading the book. You impacted on the spherical shield with the dude with the sword, and have, more or less finished sliding down that at the moment. Which of those were you going after, Drew?
I was going after the spherical shield.
Okay, yeah, no, the spherical shield reality is it's like, bruh, not my problem, not my doing.
My name's Paul. This is between y'all, said reality.
You're right.
Yes, understood. Okay. Not my finest turn, but none of us got shot, so I'll take it.
Yet.
Yes. Livia, continuing in her form, attempts to shoot the Entropomancer. Does. The skanking comes to a stop as a knee no longer supports it.
Look, anybody that could continue skanking after getting shot in the kneecap is frankly not human.
Thought you were going to say we were thinking about switching sides.
That may have been implied, but
okay.
Fortunately for us, it's a counterfactual. Didn't happen that way.
True. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
So that's Livia's turn. George.
This idle animation skanking is really killing me.
Yeah, well, I figure the only thing that can really trump or be more powerful than a meta 4 is a meta 5. And so, George, having seen his new best friend Nyad try to erase the runes, takes his hand and slaps it down against the runes and tries to rub them out.
That's on the other side of the room.
Okay, well then I run to the other side of the room and then do it.
Okay.
Do you reach out both hands? Is it a meta 10?
It could be. Yes, exactly. Sorry, I guess I misunderstood. So I ran into...
You ran into the shield around Avery because you were trying to tackle him.
Right.
Adam tried to take out the runes, like summoning circle type runes, encompassing Sean.
Okay.
On the other side of the room. Sean is the one reading the story at reality. Avery is the one that you saw coming out of Lucan's shop, is the dude with the mousetrap and the sword cane and the general I am a villain air about him.
Thank you. I guess I misunderstood. So I guess I had thought that the runes were powering the shield across and were like right around the guy with the sword cane.
Nope. He just has...
He's got his own shield.
He's
got his own thing going.
He's got a shield. The other one is trapped in a circle. I realize there's confusion abounding in this, and I'm sorry for that.
No worries. All good.
Clear enough now.
So, did I see then this attempt or not to scrape out the circle? Because I might have been otherwise occupied, but I'll defer to you.
Retroactively roll notice. Because what even is time at this point?
14.
Okay, yeah, you notice.
Okay. Yep. So, yeah, I guess there's some kind of a window or something between me and the other guy. So I'm going to go and do what Nyad was trying to do.
Okay. Roll speed. Just to get over there in a timely fashion.
That's a 76.
That is 10 over your speed. Adam, would you do me a favor?
Most likely.
Could you roll dodge?
Not necessarily gladly, but yes. So that's a 25 on the dodge and 50 on speed, and I have rolled an 11. A match success. Had to happen sooner or later.
Okay, so as you swerve out of the way of your incoming fan, you agonizingly swipe your wrist across the ink and chalk and silver and iron runes on the floor. A couple of things happen.
All right.
One, it really hurts.
I bet.
Two, you have 3 significant charges.
Damn.
3, Danny, you see that the circle surrounding Sean blanks out. It's gone.
Yay!
You still don't see the blue electric portion of him, though. It's like he's still sort of on autopilot or hypnosis or something. And then back to Nia, you do manage to get out of George's way.
Huzzah.
So yeah.
Is it then my action?
Yes, it is now your action.
Well, I just got 3 significant charges. And it occurs to me that I have exactly the formula spell for the situation that we find ourselves in.
Okay.
The question is, who should I use it on? Because Avery is speaking in a way that is obviously doing something untoward. Sean, intentionally or not, obviously speaking in a way that's doing something untoward. And I can use 2 significant charges to cast a formula spell called Aphasia. That deprives the target of the ability to use language until they sleep.
That does seem really relevant.
What is your targeting inclination?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I was hoping that by saying it out loud, I would figure it out. Honestly, I feel a lot more rancor for Avery, so I think I'm going to target him, even though it may not be the,
If you want, you can roll mind.
Oh, to figure out what I should do?
Or, to sort of get a sense of the situation.
Sure. I mean, I'm not going to turn down an offered roll. That's going to be, my mind is 60, and my roll is 90.
Well, you've never met this dude in the circle, but you know that the dude with the sword cane was a right asshole coming out of Denton's shop, and seems like he's orchestrating the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially given how much pain I'm in, the extent of my thought about who to target is who I'm madder at. And it would be hard for me to be madder at anybody than I am at Sword Cane Man. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a Narcobibliomancy to attempt to cast Aphasia on him.
Yeah. This will take all 3 because, again, reality is making it hard to magic.
Sure, I'm fine with that. So 40 is the skill, 70 is the stats. Let's see. I rolled a 19, so I'm going to stick with that.
Yep. The man with the sword cane, stops mid-word and looks at the book, and his mouth continues working sort of bad dub style, and then closes with a click.
I would like to add from the description in the rulebook that having this happen to you is a rank 7 isolation and a rank 5 helpless check simultaneously.
Okay.
I imagine...
He freezes.
Well, I imagine incorrectly. Also...
The story that is being told to the world about itself changes abruptly. It is no longer about distinguishing characters until they can no longer be compared, and so that archetypes are no longer a thing. Instead, it's sort of a short summary of 2 people who are never quite in the same place at the same time, who know each other and like each other and want to be around each other and never can quite make their schedules line up. And
relatable.
Yeah. Every campaign ever.
demanding that reality expand to accommodate them. And it's a short story. It finishes very quickly because it's almost a summary. And Sean closes the book and nods at you all and vanishes as you get a sense that reality is a little bit bigger now. Also, the mortar of the basement that you're in is no longer merely smoking. It is now crackling slightly. There is a woman on the ground conspicuously not skanking. There is... There is a man with a book not reading. There is a man without a gun trying to change that. What do you all do?
I'm trying to clamber to my feet, and if I am able to take all of this in rapidly enough, suggest to my comrades, I think the crackling sound is our cue to get the fuck out.
We can ride my dragon. How big is the dragon at this point?
Long, but not wide enough yet to have trouble going through doors.
Oh. Okay. So we can.
How long?
Enough.
Cool.
We should probably steal the book, too.
I literally slap my forehead and try to do exactly that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no, you take the book from the man who is not reading it any longer. And it is just a list of hundreds of names.
Yeah, slap it closed, chuck it in my bag, haul ass for the party dragon.
Yeah, no, you all get on the party bus, I mean dragon. And
I provide as direct a route as I can. If I have the capacity to low-key rearrange the hallways to make it more dragon flight friendly.
roll paperwork.
Okay.
You're honestly on your way to becoming an urbanomancer at this point.
I mean, we discussed that bureaumancy sits at the intersection of a lot of existing systems.
It really
and
does.
I was going to say, if you become an urbanomancer, under no circumstances should you ever touch grass.
Touching grass is fine. Touching dirt is not.
It's a risk. Touching grass is a risk. I'll just say that.
Yes, touching grass is fraught.
I rolled a 7 for the record, like a 0-7.
It's a straight shot. Up the stairs, out the door. The mint burns behind you.
I'm not sure whether Danny's having trouble seeing still, so I do grab Danny on the way out.
Danny can see his dragon. Danny can see the fire. Danny can see the book.
So now we're on the street riding a party dragon with the mint burning behind us. I am going to basically, after one beat, go, I think we gotta go straight home without drawing any more attention. This is a lot of heat. Oh, shit, I forgot. We just came out of the mint. Did we pass Andrew on the way?
Andrew is gone.
Okay. I'm gonna choose to believe that he was removed to safety.
I did specify that Liv was on the phone with someone.
You are correct, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Hopefully his apprentice can rebuild him better, stronger. We have the technology.
Yes. Presumably, by having the book, we have, hopefully, the name, and at the very least have stopped whoever took it.
You have a whole bunch of names, and they're all set down in this book.
We need to release them somehow.
Yeah. Can I invoke speed reading and see if there are any discernible patterns from the names or any, glowing merrily or anything anything obvious?
Can you check and see if my name's in the book? Because
I'd be searching for familiar names as well. Yeah, I do have a speed reading stat. It's one of my
roll speed reading,
skills.
roll paperwork.
Okay. On speed reading, that is unfortunately a 96. On paperwork, 46, which is a success.
So, the font size of the names varies wildly. And you have never heard of most of the names. No, you have never heard of any of these names in this book. And you flip through and you trip over the sort of language, like there's old sounding names, there's names in languages that don't seem to exist much, or make linguistic sense to you. And then you turn a page. Across 5 rows of text is broken up a name that is shimmeringly illegible until you get to the words Comte de Saint-Germain.
Did you find it?
There is no other name in the book that is so large.
I think I've found a name large and pretentious enough to be our client.
That's good, but was my name in there or anything?
I didn't see a single other name I recognized.
Cool, good.
Does it seem like there's enough names in the book to align with the number of shapes of people that I've seen? Not that I'm great at math.
You have
no, but I've definitely I've been counting. If you asked me, I couldn't have stopped myself. If you asked me how many names I've read, I could tell you.
Yeah,
but that doesn't necessarily mean that Danny knows how many shapes.
Right, that is the bigger issue.
Yeah.
So do we have any idea how to return it? Do we just need to rip it out? Do you need to eat it? What do we do?
I am already sniffing it.
The ink smells primal.
After a day like this, so do we, I bet. All right. Sorry.
Nope. Dad will love the appearance.
Why is Groucho Marx playing?
For some reason, Danny subtly smells his own shirt.
Any objections to speaking the name and seeing what happens?
I mean, we could probably just return it to the person that hired us, right? And maybe they know something about things.
Well, but we don't know how to get back to them. They pulled us into some kind of parallel reality.
I could just drink poison again.
Can I use our sight on the name?
The whole book is painful to look upon in Aurasight.
Oh, okay.
It is a dizzying array of people's auras stacked atop each other.
I would like, if possible, to avoid having George drink additional poison.
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
You can't watch me all the time.
Fair. Well, look, this name does seem to evoke ruffles and parlors and chambers. I think this is probably our person. I speak it. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to suggest we sing it.
Ooh. Okay. We sing it. Actually, I do not sing it. I create a droning sound, as one might expect from a triangle wave, let's say.
My contribution.
I sing the name. I am not going to recreate my singing.
My contribution is to pinch the bridge of my nose.
The name portion of it everything but the title is illegibly shimmery.
Mhm.
So you sing the title, and a tall, anachronistically, imperially dressed black man with military medals that you don't recognize and a glare that could strip paint walks around the corner from Burning Mint.
I think we found it.
Good. Return it to me.
I gesture at the book with the kind of shrug.
I increase the pitch of my sound.
The Count de Saint-Germain rolls his eyes and takes out from a pocket a silver lighter and holds a hand out for the book.
Yeah, I present the book to him, open to that page.
He takes the book, he snaps it closed, he flicks the lighter, which produces 2 inches of blue-white flame, and burns the book. There is no ash. There is a sort of small thunderclap at the end of it. And the mint is as it had always been. Reality sort of flexes a bit like, well, the end of the Matrix. And things right themselves. Thank you. You can understand why I was unable to get it back myself.
A little better now, yeah.
I'm more confused about why we were able to get it back, if I'm perfectly honest, but it worked out.
That was really cool.
The thaumaturge was preoccupied and could not keep his control over the logomancer.
I'm glad we could prevent all of this and help you out in the process. Is there an easy way home? I wave my wrist.
Certainly, we can see to that as well. He looks around. You cross the street, and he pulls a key from a pocket, inserts it into what looks like just a door to like an ice cream shop, and opens it to reveal a workshop on the other side that is not what the space looks like through the windows.
Par for the course. Thanks. Is this taking us anywhere in particular?
Step 1, yes, it's journeys. Fools. There are masks on the other side. There's all sorts of spirits as well as some first aid equipment under the counter. I should be the last through.
All right. I will take the opportunity to be the first through.
On the other side of the doorway, Nia, you are in fact in a very old wooden workshop. There are a pair of theatrical masks on the wall. One smiling, one frowning down at you. And as stated, there's first aid and a wide array of boozes under the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Are the rest of you following?
Yeah.
Yes,
Can the important question, and this might have been Robin's question as well, can the dragon fit through the door?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Can I have the dragon shrink back down to mink size and resume?
If you ask, then he will do so.
I very politely ask.
He inclines his head and then sort of scales you.
Mm.
No.
I am rifling around for vodka and bandages and attempting to do basic cleaning and bandaging of my wrist, muttering the whole time about how totally not creepy and not at all foreboding the theatrical masks on the wall are.
I've got feverfew if you need it. It's good for headaches, but can also help with
Adam,
pain.
Mm-hmm.
roll soul.
Oh, good. So my soul is 70, and I have rolled 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Mechanically speaking, nice.
You don't hear anything.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, all the rest of you pile in. The Comte de Saint-Germain comes in behind you, digs around in a separate cabinet, and produces an ointment for you that looks just sort of like, kind of like burn cream almost, but smells like aniseed.
Interesting. I will thank him for the...
It is a balm on your wrist, and you can almost feel the flesh starting to knit itself together.
Oh. Upsetting, but a relief all the same.
If you look, you see that it is indeed knitting itself together. It looks sort of... The scarification is intense.
I am looking very closely. Like my face is much closer to your wrist than would be toward in most social situations.
Scandalous.
Yeah, no, you can see it, like you can see the process of healing in real time. But it is always going to be extremely scarred.
I mean, better than it was.
And after you are patched up, Livia did not follow you through the doorway. She has taken her own leave because, well, she belongs in San Cayetan. And the Comte leads you out of another door across the one that you entered through, and you are in a hallway that extends as far as the eye can see in either direction. And in due course, I'm not going to make anyone roll an unnatural check, but anyone who wants to certainly can.
I've had my fellow checks. I think my ruling is that I am just sort of numb at this point for a little while.
52. What was my
You're looking against your mind stat.
Oh, okay,
yeah, you get a hardened and unnatural.
Sweet.
94. So that brings me to 4 failed in unnatural, I think.
Wow.
That's
in 4
really
sessions.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Drew?
I got a 45, which is below my mind of 70.
Okay, so you get a hardened notch, and before you can free, frenzy, or flee, there is a hand on your shoulder, and your mind just goes, "Oh, sure, this hallway sure is a place." As the Comte just clears his throat in your general direction. You walk a little ways down, you pass several doors on each side, and then you are in a living room. It's a different living room than the last one you were in, but you get the sense that that doesn't really matter. I appreciate your assistance.
Thank you for being as good as your word.
It is a requirement.
I arch an eyebrow and do not ask questions.
You can hear the capital letter.
Mm-hmm.
Your service is appreciated, and I suppose we ought to have discussed reward before, but the time was pressing.
Yeah, see that in retrospect.
Do you know anyone who signs record deals?
I can.
My head slowly turns to regard
No.
George.
I can know someone.
I look blankly at the man.
I guess there are worse things we could ask for. I kind of make it a question and look over at Danny and Benjamin.
Yeah, that would be cool. Do you think once I'm back there, all of this will it still be a dream?
This has not been a dream.
But life is but a...
Yeah. It's still...
Yes, row your boat and all of that.
I have a feeling we're not going to get particularly satisfactory answers, so let's turn it into lyrics.
If we get lyrics and we get a record deal, satisfactory answers are quite immaterial.
Lyrics, a record deal for them? The Count is looking at George.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they could do this full time.
A thoughtful look on my face and then say, George, if we end up, being able to go on tour, we're going to need security. Would you be interested?
George has a smile that begins so subtly and ends so unsubtly.
I'm just imagining the ending of Midsummer.
It paints the extremes of the spectrum.
Mm.
And the other two of you, pointing at Benjamin and at Nia, well, indicating anyway, nothing so crass as point.
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
Look, I am going out of my way in character to be diplomatic here, but let the record show that internally, as Nia, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
How could you hate Santa Claus? Or maybe he's a genie?
When this record producer enters our lives and when there is a contract, I just want to know every detail of the contract.
He nods before you say of the contract.
Since it seems like you can do most things, if I get to make an ask too, I'm just going to make it that my library stays solvent and open.
So shall it be.
Right on.
Any door will take you home.
Sweet. Been real. And I start walking toward the nearest door.
I look like there was something else I was going to ask, and then seeing my bandmates start to head up towards the door, I follow.
The dragon just sort of waves at the Count, who just sort of looks confused and nods vaguely regally at it. It knows what it wanted. And three of you are back in Chicago, and I suppose that George can decide where he ends up as well.
Yeah, I go through the same door as Danny went through, and I'm confused when I don't end up in the same place.
Oh.
Yeah, three of you then end up in the room that you practice in, and George ends up in his living room. The very heavy book is on his pillow.
Aww.
I get a few reps in before sleep.
You might wake to a notification because the band has commented on your comment on their YouTube video and thanked you and reiterated the offer to come be security.
So I think we can close here.
Sounds good to me.
With the epilogue sort of implied. So
absolutely.
Thank you all for suffering through me tormenting Adam. Because let's face it, this was an extremely pointed game in its planning.
Had fun anyway. Hopefully our listeners did too.
Yeah. So yes, this concludes this episode of Dice Punks. Thanks for joining us. I hope our players and listeners enjoyed it as much as I did. That may be difficult. And that you'll all join us next time for when I believe we start our Hardwired Island campaign.
That is the plan.
If you're hearing us now, then you probably know where to listen to this, but we can be found almost any place one can listen to podcasts, as well as on the wider web at dicepunks.com and on Co-Host, Tumblr, and perhaps elsewhere as @dicepunks. With that, I think we're ready to say farewell. Say goodbye to the kind folks at home, players.
Thanks for listening, and, maybe don't grab people who can melt flesh. I don't have any other insights this time.
Thanks for listening. And just remember, you're not stuck in here with the meta-referential GM. The meta-referential GM is stuck in here with you.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Dreams can come true and dragons can be real, and those who deny the existence of either can be eaten by them.
Well said. Thanks for listening. And remember, when you throw the book at someone, well, the book smarts.
And as the poet once said, it's wonderful what a smile can hide if the teeth shine bright and it's nice and wide. So magical all you can keep inside, and if you bury it deep, no one can find a thing. No.
Thank you for tuning in to the final episode of this interstitial mini-series, dear listeners, and stick around through the admin stuff for some notions from Nia. The songs in this episode, Theme of the Dice Punks and its acoustic version, were written and recorded by our very own Benjamin Demos, Drew. Cover art and editing was done by Joanne, who's appeared on the podcast now and again. Check out her work around the internet where she goes by Anything Sows. Site design and graphics for dicepunks.com are by Robin, player behind Dreamboy Danny. Unknown Armies was created by Greg Stolze and John Tynes, and you can check out all 3 editions of it at atlasgames.com/unknownarmies. That's atlas-games.com. Links to the system and authors can be found on the Punk Grimoire section of our website, dicepunks.com. Thanks so much for listening. If you liked what you heard, that's reward enough on its own, but if you're so inclined, you can help us out by rating and reviewing us wherever you listen to us, telling your friends who you think would like us to give us a listen, and even by heading over to our Patreon at patreon.com/dicepunks. We have fun rewards available to backers, including a patron-only Discord, and access to the Dice Peaks after show for episodes 1 and following. Regardless, we hope you'll tune in again, and until then, remember, subtlety is for cowards. You enter a ghost town that used to teem with wealth, power, potential. The glass and steel facades used to sparkle and gleam, for some at least, with light and hope, but now they're dull and hollow like empty eye sockets. This is the fate of all such places, you realize. Riches, fame, accolades, all fleeting, superficial, shallow. The wind through the empty skyscrapers is mournful, but it's not a dirge for what this place once was. No, it's a lament that it ever became that shining lie in the first place. But with the music we make, as One for Sorrow hopes to do, it suggests that the graveyard of corrosive dreams that this place has become does not have to be the end of the story. For all our stylistic indulgences. What we hope you take from our music is that, for however tragic the reality around you is right now, we believe that a better world is not only possible, it's right around the corner.